everyone, and welcome to Checkpoint. Yeah, I'm really excited to be in your face again today. I know in my heart that Checkpoint has been a huge blessing to you, and I know that today is not going to be any different. So today, you know how we roll. I like to start by saying thank you, and thank you so much for all that you do for us here at Checkpoint. Thank you for your likes, thank you for your shares, thank you for your comments, and thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. In case you're out there and you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what did I do to you? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? And then you will have lots and lots of beautiful things come your way. All right. You know how we roll here at Checkpoint. It's time. Invite your friends, your relations, your associates, and your neighbors. Tell them it's time for Checkpoint. It's going to be one swell time tonight as I'll be sharing lots and lots of things that will be a huge blessing to you. So please go ahead, share the link to all the groups you belong. Share it everywhere. Anyone you know that is a friend to you, share to them. Anyone you know that looks like an enemy, also share to them, because you may never know when they get one of those beautiful videos, they will change their mind towards you. So please share to everybody, your relations, your associates, and your neighbors, because tonight we have a very wonderful topic we'll be sharing with you. And don't go anywhere, because I'll be right back after the break. See you. All right, and welcome back to Checkpoint. So today I have a very important topic I'd like to share with you, and my topic is the real enemies of your life. The real enemies of your life. See, I like to tell you this truth. Many of you assume that the real enemies of your life are people in your village. Some others think the real enemies of their life are that uncle and auntie who don't want you to progress in life. Some others think the real enemies of their lives are those ones who come with guns and machetes, all to harass your life. But those are not really the real enemies of your life. These ones you're talking about are the ones that might show up once in a while in your life, but there are the real enemies of your life, and you are busy cutting them. You are busy pampering them. You are busy taking care of them, and that should stop this year. So I like to tell you that the real enemies of your life is not just about human beings or things. As a matter of fact, the real enemies of your life is anything or anyone that obstructs your growth, that hinders your progress, and that prevents you from enjoying improvement. So these are the real enemies of your life. Stop looking for the enemies of your life in the village. Stop looking for the enemies of your life around you. Stop looking for the enemies of your life in those news that is everywhere. The real enemies of your life sometimes are very close to you. It's commonly said, in fact, it's a famous saying that says that our biggest demons are the ones inside us. Our biggest demons are the ones inside us. Somebody will be like, no, that's totally not me. That's not me. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. But the truth of the matter is that our biggest demons are the ones that are inside us. These are our real enemies. And in a short while, I'll be showing you who your real enemies are and how they present themselves in your life, so that next time when you feel like you are not growing like you should, when you feel like you're not advancing like you should, when you feel like your improvement level is not being enhanced, or that your growth is being obstructed, you can carefully say, I have been able to observe and spot the real enemy of my life. So today I'll be sharing with you number one enemy of your life. So it's not in any particular order, which means that the fact that it is number one does not mean it's the most important. I'll be sharing several of them, but you have to discover for yourself which one is the enemy that is actually keeping you down. All right. So let's talk about number one. Number one real enemy of your life is the enemy I call self-doubt. Self-doubt. I am sure that most of you already know this enemy. Most of you are already acquainted with this particular enemy of your life. This enemy will lurk around your life, will lurk around your mind. You may not even see it physically, but it's there, speaking to you, telling you things you can or cannot do, telling you things you are not qualified to do, giving you your limitations and stuff like that. Self-doubt can prevent you from believing in yourself. Self-doubt can prevent you from achieving higher heights and taking profitable risks in life and destiny. Self-doubt will certainly cause you to stop believing in yourself. It will tell you, who are you? Are you sure you are capable? Who has done this before? Are you sure that this thing can be done? People who try to do this have all failed. You're just going to be another failure. You know, if you are a regular viewer and a listener of my program, you would understand that I always call this the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome will question you. It will question your beliefs. It will question your limits. It will question your abilities. And this happens to even the very best of us. So I'd like you today to understand that self-doubt is a very, very serious enemy of your life. And you should do everything in your power to make sure that it has no power over you, that it has no place in your life. Self-doubt will prevent you from believing in yourself. Self-doubt will also prevent you from taking necessary risks that have abilities to give you the results that you desire in life. And when next that voice begins to pop up in your head and tell you you're not good enough, and tell you you're not smart enough, and tell you that you don't have the potential, and tell you that others who succeed do not look like you, do not have the kind of things that you have, do not have the kind of background that you have, tell that self-doubt to shut up. All right? Tell the self-doubt to shut up, because that's not who you are. And it doesn't matter how much it has locked around in your head, it is not you, and you are not that self-doubt. All right, so let's talk about the second enemy of your life. Remember, I'm talking about the real enemies of your life. And please, I'd like you to do me a favor. If you are watching and you are getting blessed by any of the points, do me a favor, drop a comment in the comment section, say something about it. And if you think that I have not covered all of the real enemies of life, you are free to also add your own. All right, add the one you think that should be part of this list, because I believe that here at Checkpoint, we equip, we edify, and we empower you to become the very best version of yourself. And we do not claim to have all the answers. We just try to answer the questions in your heart and help you to become a very better person than who you are at the moment. So let's talk about number two. Number two, real enemy of your life is what we call ego. Ego. Some people will assume that ego is just a manly thing, but unfortunately, it is not just males who have this ego problems. Females also have ego problem, and the ego is your real enemy. And somebody will be like, are we not supposed to have some atom of self-confidence? Let me tell you this. There is a vast difference between self-confidence and arrogance. There is a difference between self-confidence and arrogance. Self-confidence is that you are confident in who you are. You are confident in your abilities. You are confident in your potentials and the things that you can do. But then arrogance will make you to have unnecessary ego and will prevent you from learning from others. Have you seen anybody who feels too high-minded that they cannot learn from others? That is ego at work. And that is the arrogance I'm talking about. So there's a lot of difference between self-confidence and arrogance. You shouldn't be an arrogant person, right? You shouldn't allow your ego to make you not to learn from others. As a matter of fact, every great man you see anywhere, every great woman you see anywhere is a man or a woman who has once learned from somebody. All right? So an erudite scholar that you see today was once a person who was learning from somebody. Any professor you see today was somebody who bent down and learned from others. So you have to intentionally and deliberately learn from people. Don't be so high-minded that you feel like you can't learn anything from anybody. Ego will prevent you from learning from others. And let me tell you one more thing. Ego will also prevent you from learning from your mistakes. Yes, we all learn from our mistakes, and ego will prevent you from learning from your mistakes. So there are times that you would miss it in life. There are times that you will not hit the mark. Ego will make you to feel, well, it's not just about me. It doesn't matter if I failed it. All right, something was just wrong with it. But if you let go of ego, if you let go of this enemy called ego, you may be humble enough to find out where you went wrong, where you got it wrong, where you didn't do what you were supposed to do right, and thereby you made the mistake. So when you do that, you'll be able to do things properly, and you'll be able to get the kind of result that you truly, truly desire. Is that okay? So let go of ego, and always remember that ego is not self-confidence. Self-confidence, value placement, is that you know who you are and that you are satisfied and confident of who you are. All right, let me share with you number 3 enemy, the real enemy of your life. Number 3 is procrastination. I'm sure some of you would have assumed that I was going to mention this one. It is a real enemy. How many of you have ever procrastinated before? Raise your hand. I, for one, I have procrastinated before, and I see myself still procrastinating on certain things. And I know that procrastination is the real enemy. Procrastination will not allow you to do the things that you are supposed to do. Procrastination will not allow you to meet up with your targets, and it will not allow you to meet up with your goals. I am sure that as the year began, you had certain goals and certain targets, things you wanted to achieve, but you kept putting them away. You kept saying, later I will do that, later I will do this other one, and time is going. Tick, tick, says the clock. Whatever you have to do, do it quick. You have to intentionally subject your dreams and your targets and your goals to time. One of the objectives of a SMART goal is that it has to be time bound. You need to fix time to every project in your life. You need to fix time to every goal or dream that you have. So add a time, make it time bound. Tell yourself, between this month and the next month, I should be able to finish this. By 30th of this next month, I should be able to achieve this. This is how you set time to what you are doing. So procrastination, they always say, is the thief of time. If you are somebody who is always used to procrastination, I want to suggest that you write out the things that you want to do, attach a deadline to it. This will give you a sense of urgency that will help you to be able to hit your targets and to hit them on time. Avoid procrastination. In fact, if you procrastinate too much, there is a high tendency that somebody somewhere will receive a vision, receive a revelation of the gift, of the goal, of the dream that you have, and achieve it. Don't be that one that will buy the book you were supposed to write from the bookshelf. Don't be that one that will hear the song you were supposed to sing and produce from the radio. Don't be that one who will be left behind simply because you kept procrastinating over time. So this is the real enemy. If you identify what the enemy is, you might be saying, oh, what is obstructing me? What is hindering my progress? What is hindering my growth? I am telling you those things right now, and I'm mentioning the names of your enemies. So please let me know, which one is the real enemy in your life? Is it the first one we talked about, self-doubt? Is it the second one we talked about, ego? Or is it the third one we talked about, procrastination? Now I have more for you. Number 4. Number 4 real enemy of your life is fear. 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 As I would like to tell you that fear is the opposite of faith. Fear is the opposite of faith. It's either you have faith or you have fear. It's either you have fear or you have faith. Both of them cannot coexist in the same place. Fear, as they say, is false evidence appearing as real. That's if you take each of the letters as an acronym, it is false evidence appearing as real. So you have to tell yourself, this is not real. My fear is not real. My fear does not really exist. Most of us are afraid. What are we afraid of? We have this fear of not amounting to anything. We have this fear of not fitting in. We have this fear of not being able to be heard, the fear of not being able to achieve much in life. There are different kinds of fear. What if people don't accept me? What if people don't like my products? What if people don't believe in me? All of these are fears. But should I tell you something about fear? Fear will prevent you from seizing the moment. Fear will prevent you from seizing good opportunities that come your way because you are always afraid. So I want to advise you, let go of fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is your ability to surmount your fear and still do what needs to be done. So if you are always afraid, you have to destroy that fear. In fact, I remember the time the boys and I, together with the daddy, we visited the Six Flags Adventure, because it's an amusement park in New Jersey, right? So when we were there, one of the adventure games that was there is the one we call, apart from the Superman, there was the Green Lantern. And then the Green Lantern adventure, just like one of the rides, okay? The Green Adventure ride will say to you time and time again, face your fears. And let me tell you the truth, everyone on that ride had moments where they were so afraid. Moments they felt they were about to fall off from that ride. Moments they felt like this was the end, like something was going to go wrong, a knot was going to go wrong, and then they were going to be destroyed. Many people had fears. Don't ask me if I entered that ride or not. That is a story for another day. But it will keep saying, face your fears, you know. And then you see that everyone who successfully went on the ride and finished, they actually did face their fears. So in life, you may not hear a voice behind you telling you, face your fears, but you need to brave up. You need to brace up and tell yourself, I will face my fears. So what are your fears? Let me know. You can talk about it in the chat room, all right? Talk about it in the comment section. Type and let me know, what are your current fears? As at today, what is your fear? As at now, what do you think is your greatest fear? What are you truly afraid of? Because see, everything you are afraid of, somebody was also afraid of it, but the person took the bull by the horn and they were able to achieve so much more. So cast your fears aside and look fear in the face and tell fear, I am coming for you. All right? Go ahead and pursue your dreams. Go ahead and meet your targets. Go ahead and become who you were meant to be. Face your fears. All right? So the fear is your real enemy, but if you allow fear to keep you down, that's when that enemy of your life has truly won. Every one of us have fears, but we don't rely on our fear. We don't rest on the fear. We don't stop because of the fear. We overcome the fear and achieve the things that we truly need to achieve. All right? So having said that, let's look at number 5. Number 5, real enemy, is the enemy of discontentment. The enemy of discontentment. Before we talk about discontentment, what is contentment? Contentment is the attitude or disposition of being satisfied with what you have. So when we're talking about discontentment, we simply mean that you are not satisfied with who you are, with what you have, or with where you are. You are not satisfied. But in as much as not being satisfied with where you are is a good drive that will help you to achieve more, it will be wrong of you to be in a state of discontentment. Discontentment will prevent you from being grateful for the things that you have working in your favor right now. Discontentment will make you not to be appreciative of the things that you have in your life. Discontentment will make you not to be grateful even to God and to man for the opportunities that you already have. Can I tell you this? That where you are is somebody's prayer point. Where you are is somebody's testimony already. Where you are is where somebody is praying and dreaming and believing to be. In as much as where you are is not where you want to be, somebody somewhere is desirous to be where you are right now. And the least you can do is to be grateful for where you are, to be grateful for the things that you have, to be grateful for the things that are working in your favor, to be grateful of the things that are actually working in your life. You know that the devil has this trick, and this trick is always to keep us focused on the things that are not working in our lives. The devil has a way of keeping us focused on the things that are not effective yet in our lives. The devil has a way of making us feel like some certain things are not okay in our lives. But we can, if we can just take but a moment and reflect on the things that are truly, truly working in our lives, we will become contented. Now, can you just close your eyes 1 minute and think about just the things that are working in your life? Let's do it. And think about the things working. It could be that your health is working. Your life is apparently working for you to be alive. You could have a good job that is working. You could have family and friends who love you. You could have opportunities you are maximizing. You could have people who rely on you for solutions. You could even have people who give you an ear whenever you have to speak. I may not have mentioned every one of them, but there are certain things working in your life. It may be your gifts, it may be your talents, it may be your potentials, it may be that you have a set of people who can do anything for you. There is something working in your life right now. If you think that all hell has broken loose against you, at least you are still alive. That shows you that there is something certainly working in your life. Now, discontentment will wipe all of that away and make you not to recognize the things that you should recognize that are actually good in your life. So what do we do to discontentment? We have to flush it down the toilet. We have to tell ourselves, no, this cannot be a hindrance to our growth or to our progress. This cannot be it. We cannot allow discontentment to make us ungrateful people. Let me tell you this truth. If you can think, you can thank. If you can think about the things that are working in your life, then you can thank and be grateful. Discontentment will always give rise to ingratitude. So learn to be grateful. Learn to be thankful. Learn to be appreciative. Thank God and thank people that God is using to make your life better. All right? So having said this, I'd like us to go over to the next real enemy of your life. In case you just joined us, please do me a favor. Go back to the beginning of the video and watch to this very point. Don't just jump in halfway and then assume you know what we're talking about. Go back to the beginning and join to this point so that you can understand all that we have been able to share, right? So let's talk about number 7 or number 6. Let's talk about number 6, real enemy of your life. Number 6 real enemy of your life is what I call impatience. Impatience. Many of us are in a hurry. Hurry to go where? Hurry to do what? You're in a hurry. You're in a hurry. You don't have patience to wait. You are not willing to wait for divine timing. You're not willing to wait for the right time for anything. You are in a hurry. As if you're in some kind of rat race, all right? As if you're in some kind of race that you really have to win. See, in as much as I understand that life in itself is a race, but you don't have to be you don't have to act like you're in a physical race every time of the day. Impatience has driven many people to wrong decisions. Impatience has made many people to get their lives destroyed. Impatience will not allow you to wait for the right things at the right time. No matter how much you love your young child, and that child is just 5 years old, there is no way you take a car key and give to that 5-year-old, no matter how much you truly love that child. Because you don't want that child to start the car and kill himself or herself. You need to wait for the right time, for the right thing at the right time. There will be a time when this child will be 18. This child can now learn how to drive. And when you give that same child a key, This child will drive you safely to your destination in such a way that you won't be afraid, in such a way that you won't be worried, because this child has reached the right time for the right thing. So I'd like to encourage you today to be patient. Even the Bible tells us that we should follow them, who through faith and patience they obtain the promise. There is a promise for us to obtain in life and in destiny and in our career and in our business. There is a prize for us to obtain, even in your academics. But what do you have to do? You have to exercise patience. Wait for the right time. Just like somebody who enters the university and says to the vice chancellor of the university, oh, I've spent some years in this school, but I don't feel like finishing my course. I just feel like I have learned everything that I need to learn, so I need to leave right now. So can you give me my certificate? Can that really happen? It's not going to happen anywhere. If you know that you have finished, if you know that you're in university, you have to follow the due process. You have to spend the exact time required for each course in order to actually graduate. So this is very, very key. Impatience has caused a lot of havoc in the lives of people, especially young people. If you're out there and you're a young person, I want to advise you that you should be patient. Impatience will prevent you from getting the right thing at the right time. It's just like if you are a baker. If you're baking, let's say cake, for instance, and you do not wait for the exact time for the cake to bake properly, if you bring out that cake, you're going to eat a mess of flour. Or as they call it, a mess of flour. So you're going to eat, what you're going to eat is going to be a total mess. It's not going to be sweet. It's going to be drawy. All right. It's not, you won't like the taste of it simply because you do not wait for the exact time. Have you ever eaten rice that was not boiled properly, that was yet to be soft? It's a burden to the teeth. All right. It's a huge burden to the teeth. In fact, it can even give you a headache when you keep munching on that strong rice. So there is need for patience in everything that we do, in every facet of our lives. There is need for us to be patient, to take time to do the right thing, to take time to get it right, to take time. There's something we call delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is the act of waiting, of denying yourself something in the now so that you can get more benefit later. Let me say this again. Delayed gratification is the attitude or the act of denying yourself something at this present moment so that you can get something better later on. So that's what delayed gratification is. You need to learn the art of delayed gratification. There are things that you want right now, but you can tell yourself, if only I can wait, if only I can be patient enough, eventually I will get what I desire. So that's delayed gratification. And if you practice delayed gratification, you will not be an impatient person. Let's talk about the next one. The next real enemy of your life is what I call, number 7, ignorance. Ignorance is the next real enemy of your life. Do you know what has happened to the lives of people simply because they were ignorant? You know, people always say, there's a common saying that what you don't know can kill you, cannot kill you. But I tell you emphatically, that saying is not true. They will tell you what you don't know cannot kill you. But listen to me. If you drink sniper or any pesticide of that nature, it can kill you. If you don't know there is a 3-story and then you fall from that 3-story, it can kill you. So listen to me, what you don't know can truly kill you. So don't say what I don't know will not kill me. It's not entirely true. What you don't know can kill you. So if you think that knowledge is expensive, try ignorance. If you think that knowledge is expensive, try ignorance. Ignorance will cost you much more than knowledge will ever cost you. Ignorance would keep you delayed in life. Ignorance will obstruct your growth in life. Ignorance will hinder your progress in life. See, if you think that knowledge is expensive, try to be ignorant. Try to live a life of ignorance. When you do that, you will lose out on so many things simply because you do not know. In the Bible, in the book of Ecclesiastes 10 verse 15, the Bible says that the labor of the foolish wearieth everyone, simply because that foolish one does not know the way. When you don't know the way, you spend a lot of time on the road. When you don't know how, many things will be mistaken for the right things. But if you know, your journey is shortened. If you know, your impact is sure. So ignorance is not something you have to toil with. It's a real enemy of your life. I want to advise you, in all your getting, get knowledge. Even the Bible says that through knowledge, the just shall be delivered. Through knowledge, the just shall be delivered. How will the just be delivered? By knowledge. So when you know, you can take the lead. The word knowledge is a word that is like a compound word consisting of two words, know and edge. When you know, you have an edge over others. When you know, you have an edge over your contemporaries. So, and knowing can give you a ledge, okay? It can be a ledge for you to climb into your next level. So this is why you need to know. Somebody say, I need to know. Type it in the comment section, say, I need to know. It is important that you know. Because ignorance will prevent you from making better decisions. There are decisions you want to make in life, but if you don't know, how will you do it better? It was Maya Angelou that said that if you know better, you will do better. If you know better, you will do better. If you know more, you will do more. That's just how it works. So the real enemies that you don't know yet, you want to advance your business. The real enemy is that you don't know how to advance your business. You want to make good grades in the university, in your school, in your academics. The real enemy is that you don't know how to advance how to make better grades in school. The real enemy is that you don't know how to start that project in your life. The real enemy is that you don't know. But the moment you know, that enemy disappears and disappears for good. So I want to encourage you, do everything in your power to know. That person you are envying from one corner is because the person already knows what to do with their own life. They already know what to do with their own gifts. And your own goal is not to sit down and be talking about them. Your own goal is to know what they know, or in some cases, know more than they know, so that you can also do more than them. If you see anyone who is having a successful marriage, there is something that they know. You see anyone whose business is prospering, there is something that they know. You see somebody whose company is flourishing, there is something that that person knows. Do everything in your power to seek wisdom, to seek knowledge. The Bible says, buy the truth and sell it not. Buy it. Anything it will take you to purchase it. Purchase it. Buy the truth. Don't wait for the truth to be dashed to you. Don't wait for somebody to do free giveaway and give you the truth. The truth does not come by giveaway. If you want the truth, you have to go and do what? And buy it. That is why I'm really excited about what I do here at Checkpoint, because we give you information that has the ability to make you a better version of yourself. Buy the truth and sell it not. In all thy getting, the Bible says, get understanding. Know. Seek to know. Apostle Paul came to a point where he said that I may know him. Because in knowing him, ignorance flees. So do everything in your power to know. Because ignorance will stop you. Ignorance will limit you. Ignorance will not allow you to become who you ought to be. All right, let's talk about another one. The real enemy of your life. So another real enemy of your life, number 8, is what I call anger. Anger is a real enemy of your life. It is commonly said that an angry person has temporal madness. Have you heard that before? That an angry person has what? Temporal madness, which means that this person is mad for just a little while. That's what anger does to you. When you are angry, it prevents you from seeing things clearly. You are beclouded by your emotions. In fact, at such a point, you suffer what we call emotional hijack, because you are no longer in control of the things that you are doing at that moment. Your emotions, that the emotions of anger, is in control of what you are doing. You cannot afford to allow anger to hijack your personality. Your knowledge should suppress your anger. Knowing what to do should help you in times like this. Anger is your real enemy. Somebody said, this is how I am. I'm always hot-tempered. I can't control my emotions. When somebody upsets me, I can't control it. I have to express my anger. Listen to me. That's your real enemy. That's what has been keeping you from getting married. That's what has been keeping you from advancing your relationship with people. That's what has been keeping you from being promoted. Anger. You need to work on that anger. You need to be in control of your emotions. You know that many of us get upset at different times. But what do? We control it. The worst thing you can do to yourself is to allow your emotions to be stronger than your mind. To allow your emotions to be stronger than your thinking ability. You have to allow your thinking ability to suppress what you are feeling. Have you seen people who go ahead and injure people in the midst of anger, and then when they are cool-headed, they begin to say, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, it must be the devil. It's because they don't know how to control their anger. Anger is the real enemy here. Anger has been the reason why some people have not received their promotion. Anger has been the reason why some marriages have scattered today. Anger has been the reason why some people have divorce in marriage. Anger has been the reason why some people do not have good relationship with others. People have missed out on life-changing opportunities simply because of anger. So for you, for such a person like that, anger is the real enemy. And you have to do everything in your power to subdue and to suppress that anger. Because it is important that you know what we call anger management. Your ability to control, to regulate your feelings of anger. You can do it. It's not something that God will do for you. It's something that you can do for yourself. You need to develop that ability to regulate your anger, because when you're angry, there is no way you can see clearly. You'll just be seeing from the top of your emotions. And eventually, by the time your head is cool, you will see the mistakes you have made. When you are angry, say nothing, do nothing. It's a principle. It will help you to keep your relationships. When you are angry, say nothing and do nothing. Keep mute. If you're angry and you begin to open your mouth to say things, you will say the things that you don't want to say. In fact, you will say the wrongest of things. So when you're angry, tip it up. When you're angry, keep quiet. Say nothing, do nothing. Because anything done in anger, you will always regret it. You will always live to regret anything that you do in anger, and you will always live to regret anything that you say in anger. So avoid it at all costs. Tell yourself, this is not me. This anger is not me. I'm going to overcome this anger because it is my emotion and I can control it. I won't let it hijack me. All right? This is very, very key. Are you an angry person? Are you somebody who gets angry easily? Let me know in the comment section. You have to show me ways through which you control that anger. You have to move away from the location. You have to keep quiet for a while. What do? Do you have to count 1 to 100 before you say a thing? Let me know what you do to control your anger. All right? In fact, the Bible makes us understand that somebody who is always angry is like a city whose walls are broken. When your walls are broken, what happens? You are open to rodents, open to reptiles, and open to enemies of your life. Imagine a powerful city, but the walls are broken. They are porous. Anything can happen in their life. Anything can walk into their life. Anything can appear in their life. And that is how an angry person is. Don't be like a city that was meant to be fortified, but the walls are all broken. Okay? Because that's what anger does to you. Let's talk about number 9. Number 9, real enemy of your life is what I call envy. Envy. What is envy? Envy is a situation whereby you are not happy about the progress of somebody else. That's really bad. That's really nauseating. How would you be envious of somebody else's progress? You're looking at somebody, you're wondering, is it just this small gift that he has? Is it just this small gift that she has? who does he or she think they are? Am I not better than them? Who is it not because they just have the opportunity? Listen to me. Anybody who is doing better than you knows something that you don't know. It is humility for you to go to them and learn what you need to learn in order to become a better version of yourself. Don't be envious. Avoid envy like a plague. Tell yourself, you cannot be an envious person. You know what envy does? Envy prevents you from assessing and focusing on the gifts that you truly possess. You are loaded. You are wonderful. You are inspiring. You have gifts and talents that your world should celebrate. But because of envy, you are focusing on another person's gifts and potential over time instead of focusing on the one that God has given to you. How will you go to somebody's social media and you're scrolling and saying, what nonsense? What kind of stupid clothes is this? Is it because he or she thinks they have friends? Nonsense. That's witchcraft though. It doesn't take anything for somebody to be a witch. That's witchcraft or wizardry. Okay? I'm saying this, some of you are just watching me. I am telling you the truth. Do not live a life of envy. Envy is like when you put fire inside yourself and it's burning you and it's paining you and it's hurting you, but you're the only one feeling the pain. Nobody knows what you're going through. Remove envy from your heart. It will keep you stunted. It will keep you small. It will not allow you to achieve your truest potential because you keep looking at others with bad eyes. You keep looking at them with bad heart. You're thinking about them in negative light. This is not good. It is not healthy for you. It is not right equally. So envy is something you have to flush away from your system. Let it go. Is it not unfortunate that people are envying people they should be learning from? When you see somebody who is doing something that blows your mind, the right thing for you to do is to bend low and figure out and learn from them and find out how are they doing this thing and how are they succeeding at it. Because it is foolishness to envy somebody you should be learning from. It is wrong. Somebody should be getting close to find out what are your secrets, what are your consecrations, what are your principles, the principles that you keep, what does your to-do list look like, what does your everyday schedule look like. This is what you should be doing so that you can get a portion of what they are doing, so that you can learn from what they are doing. Instead, what do? You sit back, you blackmail them, you scandalize them, you say rubbish about them. That is, like I said, witchcraft or wizardry. You can't afford to live that kind of life. You have to celebrate them, thank them for what they have done, and then that is it. You learn what you need to learn from them. It doesn't matter who you're learning from. At the end of the day, you'll be the one that is celebrated. At the end of the day, everyone will look up to you and they would not know who you actually learned it from. So you have to flush out envy from your system. So if you have just joining us, I'd like you to do me a favor. Go back to the beginning and watch till this point. I watch the end. Don't just jump in the middle and assume that you followed. All right? So far, we have been able to talk about number one real enemy of your life, self-doubt. Then we talked about ego. We talked about procrastination, number 3. Then number 4, we talked about fear. Number 5, we talked about discontentment. Number 6, we talked about impatience. Number 7, we talked about ignorance. Number 8, we talked about anger. Number 9, we talked about envy. And the last one for today, number 10, is what I call unforgiveness. Unforgiveness. Unforgiveness can be a real enemy. You know, I know some of you are like, oh, what's that? Unforgiveness is not really the thing, you know. They hurt me first. They are the ones who did bad to me. Why should I be sorry? I'm just feeling bad. What I'm feeling is just a reaction of what they have done to me. I know. But do you know that there is even a time when somebody that has hurt you does not even know they hurt you? How do you live with that? How do you live in that pain and in that hurt, knowing fully well that they hurt you and they may not even know that they hurt you? They may not even know the capacity in which they hurt you, and you are there carrying the pain around. All right? So it's not okay. Unforgiveness will prevent you from living as a free person. You will live like somebody who is handicapped. You live like somebody who is carrying a heavy burden, a burden too heavy for just one person to carry. Oh, forgive that person and let the person go. I know you are the one who was hurt. I know you were the one who was offended. I know you were the one who they did wrong to. But listen to me, how long are you going to carry this unforgiveness in your heart? See, the unforgiveness will give rise to bitterness. Bitterness will make your life properly bitter. All right, it will make you an angry person. It will make you an unhappy person. The disadvantages of being of that living that feeling of unforgiveness in your heart is so much and so heavy compared to what the person has done to you. Sometimes you might say, I'll forgive them if they are remorseful. But unfortunately, some people may hurt you in this life and they will still not be remorseful. Does that mean you're going to carry this burden for the rest of your life? Does that mean you're going to die with this pain of unforgiveness? You can't do this to yourself. My husband would always say that unforgiveness is like somebody drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die. If you take in poison into your system, you are certainly the one that is going to die. You can't take in poison and expect somebody else to die. It doesn't work like that. So you have to tell yourself, I am willing to let go. I am willing to forgive. Yes, I was the one who was hurt, but then I don't have to dwell in it. It is not your fault that something happened to you, but it is certainly your fault if you dwell in where something happened to you and dwell there and refuse to live there. So unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is a real enemy of your life. Let it go. Let it go. Let go of every pain. Let go of every hurt. Let go. Let it go. Forgive. Forgive. People always say forgive and forget. I don't know about the forget part, but I do know about the forgiving part. You can truly forgive somebody and move on with your life and not carry your burden all about like you're carrying some basket of oranges. It will hurt you the more. It will wound you the more. The same way heavy load impacts on your energy, impacts on your life, the same way unforgiveness impacts in your life. You don't have to carry that burden. You don't have to carry that pain. Your life does not have to end like this. You don't have to keep worrying about how they treated you and you're waiting for them to come back and be remorseful. They may not be remorseful. So when they're not remorseful, what are you going to do? Are you going to allow that pain to take you to the grave? Are you going to tell yourself, I move on? I let go of this pain and I move on and I try again and I try to do it better this time. So this is very, very important. And these are the few things I decided to share with you today on Checkpoint. I decided to share with you the real enemies of your life. So I just share with you how to dealing with the real enemies in life. I believe that if you go through all of these 10 points I have been able to share, you'll be able to find out for yourself. You'll be able to see for yourself which of these are my true enemies, which of these are the real enemies of my life, which of these are impacting my life in strange ways that I do not like. And then you'll be able to figure out what to do in order to make sure that these enemies do not hinder your progress, they do not obstruct your growth, and they do not stop you from experiencing improvement. It is God's will that you improve on every side. And it is our desire here at Checkpoint that you receive information that equips, edifies, and empowers you to become the very best version of yourself. I'm really excited that I came to share this with you today. And please do let me know if there is any point that is necessary that I did not share. Please send it to the comment section. I would like to read from you. I'd like to know what you think about it, and I also like to learn from you. If you have been watching, just do us a favor, drop your comments, let us know how this message has been a blessing to you, how much it has impacted you, and I'll be so glad about it. So until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and on the sands of time. I love you so very much. Bye-bye for now. Mwah. everyone. I hope you were blessed by that message. All right, so I want you to just go ahead and support us. If you are led, go ahead and just sow into the account right on the screen. And I know that as you do that, God will bless you big time. Because of the seeds you are sowing, you will be able to reach a wider audience on different platforms. So please do well to sow that seed, and God will bless you. Love you.